Hey everyone, today we're diving into a mind-blowing mystery where Alcal uncovers the truth with one kick. The man looked innocent, claiming he didn't kill anyone. With 2 kids at home, intimacy with his wife was tricky, so he acted up. When they arrived at his house, it was just as he said. But you know Old Pal, his instincts are sharper than attack. So he revived his old tricks, and the man was starting to... Old Pal had the man narrate the whole saga, and whenever the guy drew a blank, Pal was right there with a gentle nudge. Then, the man casually mentioned a killer behind the school. Sue got all excited and rushed off to snoop around. Sure enough, he found the house on the back hill. A lady sat at the door and Sue politely greeted her. But suddenly, the unexpected appearance of a stranger caused her to nearly jump out of her skin in sheer nervousness. Wait, are you a cop? Absolutely. Where are you? Hold up, don't let anyone see. Relax, the laundry's just hanging out to dry. Sue had an epiphany and called the female officer, who then finally spilled the truth. Turned out, she had also crossed paths with the killer, who first set her up and then left behind some special souvenirs. The criminal's methods were just like those in previous cases, but luckily she managed to dodge that bullet. She remembered one crucial detail. The killer had hands as soft as a baby's bottom. Sue dashed to the interrogation room, grabbed the Pavai guy's hand, and found it covered in old dust. At that moment, he realized this guy was not the killer and turned to tell Old Pal to let him go. But Old Pal had already gotten the guy to confess, and the two had a total disagreement, leading to a fist fight. Just then, the female officer shouted, "Stop," because the radio began playing a heart-wrenching love song. At that moment, it started to pour outside, and Sue quickly called the radio station, requesting backup. Unfortunately, they got no response and had to wait for a call at the station. Out of the blue, the phone rang. Yet another young woman had been murdered. What a coincidence, right? They found a fist-sized lump in her lower region, which was a blatant challenge to the police. Throughout the course of the investigation, the police eventually obtained a significant lead on the suspect for the first time, yet he didn't appear to think that his actions were guilty. However, despite the amusement, Sue was serious about catching him, intending to do so using real evidence. He started to harbor deep doubts about White Light's recollections. Could it be that he is the actual witness? After actively seeking out White Guo Hao, they discovered him in a restaurant, nursing his sorrows with alcohol, and Old Pal promptly went to offer him comfort. The TV was reporting cops fired for extrajudicial measures, and Alcal lost it. The bar erupted into chaos, and White Light furiously swung a stick at him, not realizing there was a nail hidden in it. Old Pal and Sue quickly chased after him, and White Light climbed a tree, gradually finding his cool in the panic. Turns out, while tailing Han Sue, he accidentally stumbled upon her encounter with the fiend. Old Pal hurriedly pulled out a photo and asked White Light if he recognized the killer. At that moment, White Light's father came chasing after the guy who had just been hit. Seizing the chance, White Light dashed off and fled onto the train tracks, where he was in great danger, while Old Pal hastily alerted him to be cautious. Unfortunately, time was not on his side, and he was just too late. After that, Old Pal felt down, stayed home idle, while the man was freed due to long interrogation. Just when they were feeling hopeless, they extracted clues from the body, with DNA matching looking promising. Unfortunately, back then in Korea, they didn't have that technology yet, so they could only send it to the US. All they could do was wait, but Alcal's leg was in trouble. It got infected with tetanus. He needed an amputation to save his life, and guess what? It was his right leg head used while interrogating. Sue was forced to keep a close watch on Paio's IQ day and night, only for someday to slip up and let him catch a bus to escape. At that moment, Paio's IQ caught sight of a young girl eyeing him, and a new evil idea stirred in him. Without hesitation, he acted fast and pulled the girl into the little woods. The killer tied the girl up and pulled out his little gadgets to showcase his special skills. The next day, cops responding to a tip-off arrived to find the very girl who'd helped them days before had met a gruesome fate. Su's heart twisted in pain and rage as he stormed off. He hurried to the factory only to find Paio's IQ lounging around lazily. Without hesitation, he booted him in anger, ready to avenge the girl, not caring whether he had any evidence. He questioned him furiously, "Where were you yesterday?" But the guy remained silent. Finally, Su's rage reached its peak. He drew his gun at him, but in a split second, it got snatched away. Just then, Old Pal rushed in with the report, trying to grab the gun and ended up getting knocked down. The report clearly stated, the samples don't match, and whatever was left behind wasn't from Paio's IQ. The result left Sue in shock. It seemed the truth was far more complicated than he imagined. To know what happens next, subscribe to our channel for thrilling content. Don't forget to subscribe.